What if I told you? Ferrari's biggest signing in over a decade, seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, may have already peaked before he even puts on the red suit. And what if the FIA just made a call that could reshape the entire championship battle? Today on Fuel Up Daily, a former Ferrari chief just dropped a cold, brutal truth bomb, and the FIA has stepped into a firestorm between Max Verstappen and George Russell with a decision that's sparking major backlash. But that's not all. There's a twist, because what Max did on track in Spain might just trigger a chain reaction no one, least of all the FIA, saw coming. So buckle in, because this one's got everything. Power plays, politics, paddock whispers, and potential legacy on the line. Welcome back to Fuel Up Daily, the only pit stop you need for the biggest stories in Formula One. And today, we're diving into two seismic shifts, shaking the sport from pit lane to press room. First up, Max Verstappen, defended by the FIA stewards after a tense wheel bang with George Russell. But fans? Furious. Drivers? Divided. And Red Bull? Well, they're trying to act calm, but cracks might be starting to show. Then, the bigger story. Ferrari, Hamilton, and a former boss who's not holding back. His claim? Ferrari waited too long. Lewis, once the king of Mercedes, isn't the man he once was. Harsh? Maybe. Accurate? Let's find out. But don't go anywhere, because later, we're breaking down what Lewis himself had to say about this shocking suggestion. Spoiler alert, he's not staying quiet. Barcelona, lap 28. Max Verstappen lunges. George Russell doesn't back off. There's contact, just a touch, but enough to send shockwaves through the grid. George explodes on the radio. What the hell was that? Max? Cold as ever. Tell him to leave me alone, he snaps. At first, fans thought, penalty incoming. But nothing. No time penalty, no grid drop, no points deducted, just a warning and a shrug from the stewards. Then FIA race steward Derek Warwick speaks up. His verdict? Not dangerous, not reckless, just a racing incident. Maybe Max was frustrated, but it wasn't over the line. That changed everything. Because if this isn't a penalty, what is? Russell later told Sky Sports, "We need clarity, we need consistency, otherwise we're flying blind out there." Even Christian Horner, normally Verstappen's fiercest defender, admitted things are getting murky. We can't afford vague gray areas anymore. Either it's clean racing, or it's not. And here's the kicker. If Verstappen gets one more incident, he could miss a Grand Prix. He's officially one penalty point away from a race ban. Could you imagine? Red Bull losing Max at Silverstone? Oh, we're just getting started. If you're loving this deep dive so far, don't forget to fuel us up, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay strapped in. Because we're shifting gears now, into Ferrari country. The Red Team, the Tifosi, the mythic prancing horse, and now, Lewis Hamilton. When Ferrari announced the blockbuster move, Hamilton joining Charles Leclerc in 2025, it was hailed as a masterstroke, a legend in red. Michael Schumacher 2.0, but not everyone is clapping. Especially Mattia Binotto, the former Ferrari boss who built Leclerc's foundation. In a recent interview, Binotto didn't mince words. Ferrari should have signed Hamilton years ago, he said. Now, they're getting a driver at the end of his cycle. That line? It hit like a brick in Maranello. Binotto continued, it's not about Lewis's talent. He's a legend, but Formula One today is physical, mental, technical, and age matters. Harsh? Maybe, but there's data to back it. Let's look at results. Since 2022, Lewis hasn't won a Grand Prix. He had a few pole positions, but the dominance? It's gone. And at Ferrari, Charles Leclerc is in arguably the best form of his life. So, what happens when you drop an aging legend into the fire alongside a younger, faster, more adapted teammate? We've seen it before. Michael Schumacher's return to Mercedes, Fernando Alonso's McLaren run, Kimi Räikkönen's late Ferrari stint. Glimpses of brilliance, yes, but also inconsistency. And there's something even more pressing. Internally, Ferrari engineers are already worried. Not about Lewis's speed, but about time, development time, adaptation time, integration time. Binotto hinted at it. You can't build a team around someone in decline. But is Binotto being bitter or brutally honest? Because while the headlines love a fairy tale, Formula One is no fairy tale. It's war. Every millisecond counts. And if Ferrari's big swing doesn't connect, they might not get another shot. Next up, what Hamilton really thinks of all this. Is he feeling the pressure or brushing it off like a champ? We'll break it all down right after this quick reminder. If you want insider-level coverage with zero fluff, this is your channel. Smash the like, drop a comment. Do you think Ferrari waited too long to sign Lewis? Let us know below. Back to the action. Hey, here is a quick question. Do you know who holds the record for the most Formula One World Championships? Answer in comments to show your F1 passion. So let's talk about Lewis. He's heard the whispers. He's read the headlines. He knows people are asking, did Ferrari sign him too late? Is this a final lap? Or a new start? And in classic Hamilton style, he's not panicking. He's not biting back with fire. Instead, he's doing something arguably more dangerous to his doubters. He's staying calm, controlled, focused. In a recent media round, Lewis responded to the Binotto remark, and it was telling. I'm here to build. I'm here to grow with the team. People can say what they want. I know why I made this move. Simple, direct, zero drama. But that in itself says a lot. He didn't deny the challenge. He didn't claim he's in his prime. He said he's building. Because deep down, Hamilton knows something his critics might have missed. This move to Ferrari, it was never just about winning races. It's about rewriting legacy. Think about it. What if Lewis wins even once in a Ferrari? He becomes part of motorsport's most exclusive club. Champions who conquered multiple eras, multiple empires. And Ferrari, they win too. Even if he's not the fastest every weekend, the brand exposure, the technical insight, the pressure-handling mastery Lewis brings is invaluable. But here's the reality check. Behind the scenes at Ferrari, there's tension. Not dramatic, not toxic, but real. Multiple Italian outlets have reported that some engineers feel rushed by the transition. Lewis doesn't arrive until next year, but already changes are happening. New simulator settings, different communication protocols, revised telemetry focus, and current lead driver Charles Leclerc, quiet, reserved, perhaps too quiet. Leclerc was asked if he's ready to partner Hamilton in 2025. He said, quote, "It'll be interesting. I'm confident we'll push each other." No fireworks. But read between the lines and you sense something simmering. This isn't just two drivers teaming up. It's two legacies converging, and only one will walk away the Ferrari Alpha. But let's not forget what's happening on the other end of the paddock. While Ferrari figures out its future, Red Bull is facing a potential crisis in the present. Max Verstappen, cool, clinical, dominant, is officially skating on thin ice. His contact with George Russell in Barcelona didn't earn a penalty, but it did earn one very important thing: another penalty point. And now, he sits just 1 point away from an automatic race ban. If lost 25% into years, he's trending the doubt. Let's break that down. In F1, 12 penalty points over a 12-month period earns you a race suspension. Max is at 11, one more misstep. One move that race control interprets the wrong way, and the reigning world champion could be watching from the garage at Silverstone. George Russell didn't hold back either. He said, there has to be a line, otherwise this sport gets dangerous. And Christian Horner, he's starting to sweat. Behind the media smiles, insiders are whispering that Red Bull is quietly preparing for a contingency scenario. Who replaces Max for one race? Would it be Ricciardo? Lawson? Do they run with Checo solo? One bad call, and the entire Red Bull title strategy gets scrambled. So here we are. Let's zoom out. You have a Verstappen-Russell rivalry reaching boiling point. You have stewards under fire for inconsistency. You have Ferrari bringing in Lewis Hamilton, and immediately hearing from their own former boss that it's too late. And yet, this is Formula One at its most unpredictable. Lewis may not be at his peak, but neither was Schumacher in 2000, and he still led Ferrari to glory. Max may be walking a tightrope, but pressure has always brought out his best. And the FIA? They're not just managing incidents anymore, they're managing narratives. One decision shapes a title, one interview shifts a fan base, one press release changes a team's fate. This season isn't just about speed, it's about timing, strategy, adaptation, and right now, the team that adjusts the fastest wins. Let's not forget one last layer. Behind all the noise, there's something else at play, something deeper. This is a generational shift. Lewis Hamilton, 39. Max Verstappen, 26. Charles Leclerc, 26. Lando Norris, 24. Oscar Piastri, 23. This isn't just about winning a race, it's about who defines the next era. And when you sign someone too late, you're not just betting on talent, you're betting against time. Binotto knows that, Hamilton knows that, Ferrari maybe knows that too. But sometimes, just sometimes, one moment, one season, one lap can prove everyone wrong. So now we want to hear from you. Did Ferrari wait too long to sign Hamilton? Should the FIA be stricter, or did they make the right call with Max and George? And if Verstappen does get banned for a race, who replaces him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you love deep stories, raw truth, and the best F1 breakdowns in the paddock, Fuel Up Daily is your team. So hit that subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you're here for the next big twist. Because in Formula One, the story is never finished.